Hello. Nice to meet you. Tell me, do you think all relationships begin with a conversation? The conversation starter. It serves as the foundation of your future connection with the person, whether it is a brief exchange at a networking event or the start of a beautiful friendship. I think we can all agree it's important to land that first sentence when you meet a person. This week on the podcast, I'm sharing 6 secrets for starting a conversation with anyone. Hello there. I'm Molly McPherson, and I am the host of this podcast. My goal is to offer communication, leadership, and public relations advice to help listeners become more confident in their communications. It's nice to meet you. I love your shoes, by the way. The conversation starter. Now, where is your confidence when it comes to initiating a conversation with someone? Can you do it with ease, almost on autopilot? Or do you freeze and wonder what you can say to this person without sounding like a dope? Or are you someone that attends a lot of work events and you put a lot of mental energy into wondering how you're going to start a conversation? Of these, are you a blurter who immediately regrets what you said and your inner dialogue is telling you, now why the heck did I say that? In business, how do you navigate a conference where your primary activity is to mingle? Do you know the art of schmoozing? Well, it all starts with the opener. When you lock eyes with a person striding towards you, you know someone must say something. Are you someone who struggles with how to start a conversation with a member of the opposite sex without giving them the wrong idea? Or a person from the same gender who may not read your true intentions? Do you really want to know about the weather? Well, maybe, yes. There are a number of conversation prompts, and I could record a year's worth of podcasts with ideas. But the list I want to provide today, well, it's my tried and true. These are the prompts that work like a charm and is the secret, I believe, for starting a conversation that will lead to memorable conversations. The list of 6, here we go. The first one, it's my go-to. Compliment the person's apparel, outfit, or accessories. No one, and I mean no one, is going to dismiss a person who compliments an outfit. Love the tie. That jacket is a wonderful color on you. This dress, I love it. Do you get a sense of what it's like to meet me in person? Most people like it when other people appreciate their taste, so they will likely engage with you. It's a no-fail. Now, here's a warning. Please heed it. You must be sincere. If you are looking at the worst hairstyle you've ever seen, chances are they know it's a bad hairstyle as well. Don't pick the first attribute you notice and go with it. Many a person has stumbled into an awkward conversation starter when they've done that. Also, don't comment on beautiful eyes or their teeth. It's creepier than it sounds. The exception here is, again, the hair. If someone has recently changed their hairstyle or has recently had a dramatic haircut, it's fine to compliment it. But if you notice that someone is starting to color their hair to remove the gray, best keep that comment to yourself. Number 2, and this one is gold, praise the person's work. Now, this works when you're wondering what to say to a speaker that you run into that spoke earlier in the day, or your favorite podcast host, or a celebrity, or someone prominent in your industry or your organization, or someone you've just always wanted to speak to. No one, again, has ever been insulted by someone saying, I really loved your thoughts on this matter, or I thought your talk was thought-provoking and well-researched. Now, some caveats. Don't overly fawn and don't make the mistake of negating the praise with an insult. An example, I thought your last piece was much better. Or when you spoke at the town meeting last year, I thought it was a little more effective. Next, number 3, I do this one all the time. Slide in with sports, the town, or the weather. If you observe a person wearing sports merch, what do? Me, I always make a comment because I know anyone can handle an opening when it comes to their team. Because if someone's wearing a t-shirt, especially if it's an adult wearing a sports t-shirt, they can have a conversation. Many a conversation was started by me when I saw someone wearing a Minnesota Twins hat in my travels or a Yankees shirt. Boo. And imagine the possibilities of striking up a conversation with someone wearing a Houston Astros baseball cap or jersey. That would be an interesting starter. But people like talking about their hometowns. Well, if they like it, they'll also talk about it if they didn't like it. They also like to talk about where they live now, if they've moved. It always leads to the start of connecting dots that can move the conversation along quite nicely. You can also start with the weather. For instance, it gives you plenty of opportunity for further exploration. Oh, did you grow up in a warm weather location? Did you grow up in the South? People can connect dots easily if you give them a geographic point to start, because people tend to know people from a lot of different places. Because then you can say, have you ever visited this place? Or I have a friend who graduated from a college in so-and-so. Now the caveat, don't diss the place. When I mention I grew up in St. Paul, Minnesota, 9 times out of 10, someone will tell me how cold it is or ask, is it as cold as it seems? I never want to live there. Ugh. Or they'll comment on the Fargo accent. When they do, either I'm out. Next, number 4, ask for assistance or information. Excuse me, do you know where the Tennessee Hall is located? Have they called Comfort Plus yet? The trick, even if you already know the answer, asking for information can be a wonderful way to start someone talking with you about anything, because everyone likes to feel helpful. I'll add a 4B in here. Offer assistance. If you see someone who is confused or lost, or they're looking at their phone and looking up, then ask them if they need help. People need help. Sometimes they don't want it, but if they want it, they'll start a conversation with you. All right, here we go. Number 5. What's your story? I know, right? It's an engaging conversation starter because it sets someone back on their heel, but it's not insulting. It's inquisitive. People want to tell stories about themselves. So depending on where you are, you can ask the person, like, what brought you here? Why are you here? Are you from here originally? Or what's your story? Because you never know what they're going to tell you. Now, 5 leads in nicely to 6. Tell me more about yourself. Now, this is a choice intro because it invites the other person to tell you something that they want to share. If they want to tell you about their job, they will. If they want to tell you about their kids, they can. And it's a crafty way to get intel about anything or that person, which I love, by the way, because I've had more people tell me stories about themselves. And let's just say these are stories that stay with me, if you know what I mean, because it is my secret power. I can get anyone to tell me anything about anything. Now, I don't use it for espionage. I don't use it for blackmail. I do it because I love good stories. I love one-of-a-kind stories because they start interesting conversations that I find intriguing, and it tells me more about the person because I love meeting people, because you never know when you're going to run into that person again, or how you can help a person, or how they can help you. Now, I know I said I had a list of 6 secrets. I could have said 7, but that would have been disingenuous because I don't use this one often, but it's still a good one. So let's just call it the outlier. Simply introduce yourself. So this one doesn't work in every setting, and I'm thinking it's a little creepy on a plane. Many people fly in the comfort of implied anonymity, so they don't want to give out their name freely. But if you truly can't come up with any other conversational hello, try the direct approach. Just walk up to the person, stick out your hand, and say, hi, I'm so-and-so. I just wanted to introduce myself. Or don't use your hand since we have the coronavirus everywhere. But the fact that you go out of your way to meet a person will make the other person who've received the greeting feel that much more important. And it will likely make the person want to talk to you as well. Or run away screaming because you freaked them out, but chances are they'll like it. So there you have it, the 6 secrets for starting a conversation from my toolkit, and one more that you can use. That's all for this week. If you want to continue our conversation, you can follow me on Twitter at Molly McPherson. Tell me your go-to conversation starter. I'll have a starter tweet on Twitter. Thanks so much for listening. Bye for now.